Now you have a thought partner to help you as you process and think through, is it a manifestation of the student's disability? No more guessing. Let me show you how. You're going to head over to app.schoolpsych.ai. Once you're there, you're going to go into the Studio Writer thread. Once you click into the Studio Writer, you're going to go ahead and create a new Studio Writer thread. And you can just give a name however you like. I like to do the first three initials of a student's last name and the first initial of their first name. You can do whatever you want. And then create that new Studio Writer thread. Once you have that new thread, you're going to add in a section. And let's just call this MDR just for right now. Click create. And then it's going to populate. All right. Let's zoom. Let's make this a bit bigger so we can see the full screen here. And then you're going to go right to the bottom center of the screen and click that button that says tools. And now what you can do, you can use the search feature to search our 60 plus tools. And you can start typing in manifestation. You see we have a tool, the Manifestation Determination Reviewer. And you can use this tool to help you assess if a student's behavior is a manifestation of their disability. Importantly, Sophia is not making decisions or determinations for you, but she can help you think through and consider if it is or if it isn't. Again, this is a team decision that's on you. I'm going to go ahead and just put in some basic information about the student, age, grade, disability. In this instance, it's an emotional disability and ADHD. Let's call this an emotional disability. We have some basic information about the incident. The student Marcus threatened a teacher during math class after being asked to put away his phone, used profanity, and threw his backpack across the room. The disciplinary action was a 10-day suspension that was recommended. They gave some key behaviors: impulsivity, difficulty with transitions, emotional dysregulation when corrected. It reviews the IP goals, self-regulation strategies, appropriate response to redirection. Then recent data: the student missed 15 days this semester, declining grades, and medication changes last month. Once you have all the data that you want, all the relevant sources, go ahead and click Create MDR. It'll take a few seconds to run and process, and we'll give that a second to run. And in just a few seconds now, we have a nice analysis. The beautiful part about this is everything inside of the Studio Writer you can edit. And so let's say that I wanted to come in, delete some things you can delete. That's a powerful aspect of this editor. Above and beyond ChatGPT and other platforms, but once you get a response back, you can actually edit directly these responses. And so it talks about Marcus, some demographic information. It's facing a 10-day suspension. So it took just the bulleted information that we had and it gave us a nice intro. Talks about the incident involved using profanity and throwing his backpack across the room after being asked to put his phone away. It gives some background information about the student and the student's disability. He has a history of impulsivity, difficulty with transitions, and emotional dysregulation when corrected. It goes through its IP goals and then recent data. All right, that's awesome. I like that. This section is cool because it gives a connection between the behavior and the disability. The behaviors exhibited during the incident, such as impulsivity, emotional dysregulation, are consistent with Marcus's documented disabilities. His difficulty in responding appropriately to redirection is also an area targeted by his IEP goals. The incident suggests that Marcus may be struggling with implementing his self-regulation strategies. We put that in the IEP, particularly in a situation where he was asked to comply with a teacher's request. And then it gives us some key considerations based on IDEA and 504 standards. To determine whether the behavior is a manifestation of his disability, it's essential to consider whether the conduct was caused by or substantially related to his disability. All right, now we're talking. Additionally, the review should examine if the behavior resulted from the school's failure to implement Marcus's IEP or 504 plan. All right, it gives us an analysis and rationale. The incident appears to be related to Marcus's disabilities, as his behavior is consistent with characteristics of ED and ADHD. The fact that Marcus has been struggling with self-regulation and responding to redirection, as indicated by his IP goals, further supports this connection. So I like that statement because it's giving you an actual rationale that supports the connection. Then it talks about recent changes in medication and increased absences may have contributed to his emotional state and behavior during the incident. Then it gives us a concluding summary based on the available information. It's likely that Marcus's behavior during the incident is a manifestation of his disabilities. The connection between his actions and his ED and ADHD diagnoses, combined with the challenges he has been facing in implementing his IP goals, support this conclusion. Now, if you want to edit any of this, again, want to make sure that it's a team decision. You can modify anything that you like in here. To further inform this determination, it may be helpful to review the implementation of his IP and 504 plan, including any recent adjustments to his medications and strategies used to support him during periods of transition and redirection. And then we don't need this statement here. Again, because it's an editor, you can delete. Now, just in a matter of seconds, minutes, we have a really good manifestation determination analysis that you can use to help you and your team in making a decision about a student's manifestation. Give this a try. Let us know what you think. Make sure to hit the subscribe and follow so that you can get more videos and tutorials to teach you how to use AI. Until next time, take care, everyone.